Life purpose of an ideal candidate, a candidate that exhibits basic values that we subscribe to, which would be a person leads a life which is full of integrity, full of curiosity, full of accountability, full of empathy, and full of respect. Those are the values for our program. And an ideal candidate would be somebody whose life purpose matches with those values. Of course, if those values are matched and then you work hard, you will do well in the program. But life purpose, yeah, you want to make a difference in the world the right way, then you are the best fit for our program. As you know, my name is Dr. Goutam Chakraborty. People call me Dr. C. What my role is, I am really a cheerleader. I know, and I don't look like a cheerleader, that's okay. But that's really what my role is. Yes, I mentor students, I coach students, I cheer for you when you come into the program, when you graduate from the program, when you go to competitions with me in the program. Fundamentally, my role is to motivate you to do your very best while you are in the program. For that, if I have to teach you advanced business analytics, so be it. For that, if I have to teach you Python programming, so be it. But the end goal is always for me to see you successful. So what's the key distinguishing feature of our BAnDS program? I would say there are several. Number one, our students. See, we go through a very rigorous selection process, and so part of that is we choose the right kind of students. Second is the faculty. We have very dedicated faculty. Beyond just the faculty who are at Oklahoma State, we draw in faculty from industry. And that's a big deal because we get people who are currently working in problems which are very current. For example, artificial intelligence, and come and talk about how is that integrated in the industry, how should that be incorporated in the program. So students, faculty, and then last but not the least, the support. Support is both from the people who work with me and others in this program, and also the entire university structure which is supporting this program. And this is a comprehensive university, so we have fantastic support. The current cohort of BAnDS who have just joined, this is in fall of 2024, is roughly about 43 students. Of those, about 55% are foreign students representing 9 or 10 different countries, and the rest are domestic US students. People have varying degrees of experience. Some people are coming into this program with no experience. They're coming directly from an undergraduate program. Those are likely to be US students. Most of the foreign students that come from different countries have 2 to 3 years of experience. But what sets all of them apart from the rest is that they are willing to give 110% of their effort in going through this program. That's what makes the difference. The way to keep the BAnDS program current and to succeed in future is to constantly have our program evaluated by industry partners. They come here every year, spend a day and a half to one day for a conference with us and an advisory board meeting. And these are very senior managers, senior directors, vice presidents of many companies, about 30 different companies. Companies like Amazon, companies that you know of, Barclays Bank, companies like those kind of companies who are willing, Walmart, Sam's Club, who are willing to give us their time, effort to look at our program, ask us to modify our program, and give us resources, including their time to modify our program. That's what makes me hopeful that we'll keep current. And the reason it'll continue to be successful in future because of the support that we have at the college level in the Spear School of Business, as well as at the university level for this program. So we have no template for an ideal candidate. The reason for this is, we have the basic table stakes. Table stakes would be somebody who is willing to work hard, somebody who has basic background to survive in the program, those things are all given. But what we really do is to interview students. A student who wants to come into the program has to go through 2 live interviews. One with a person like me, the director or other faculty of the program, and the second is with an alum of our program. And those 2 interviews are very critical determinant of who we take into the program. Look, you got to meet the basic standards, okay, with respect to the grade point average, with respect to test scores, and so on. But that's not the only thing. We routinely reject very high score people because they don't communicate well or they don't have a personality. We don't want people who are just going to study or do coding or whatever it is. We want people to have a life. We want people to do the right thing most of the time with integrity, and that's what we look for. Industry exposure of the students play a big role in our training, all right? So first of all, we have multiple companies that come to campus to give talks that not necessarily technology talks, but to develop you as a student so you can become a successful candidate for those companies, how to work in the US environment and so on. But beyond that, we have what we call funded research, where companies sponsor research that you get to work on. We do normal internship, which is done by every university, summer internship, but we also have what we call 11 months long externship, or some people call it co-op. The idea is you get 11 months experience working with a company, and most of the time at the end of that work period, while you're continuing to take classes online, you graduate and then the companies get you hired. And even if that particular company doesn't hire you, my God, you have picked up a fantastic experience that'll go a long way for you. So we do this through various things like this, including taking you to industry conferences. That's the other places where you get exposed to not just one company or 2 companies, but hundreds of companies that comes to these conferences, and we take you there and we mentor you in terms of how to approach those folks so you can learn from them. So student advancement beyond academic is, I would say, 30 to 40% of our program is oriented towards that. So academic is only, what we teach in the classroom, but what about communication? What about soft skill? What about how to hold fork and spoon, or fork and knife right? Like, for example, what kind of wine goes with what kind of food? Are these important? It's important in developing you as a human being so you can go into the workforce correctly and become the right kind of person. But leadership is also an important role in this program. We have Business Analytics Student Association. Students run that program, run that BASA, what we call it. And through that, we have the students work with industry personnel to schedule their talks, to visit with them, to understand them, to introduce them, to thank them. All of these are parts of generating that leadership activities. Culturally, we do a lot of different things, including, for example, homecoming, tailgating, Thanksgiving party, Christmas party, you name it. We have all kinds of cultural activities. And the interesting part is, given that we have a fairly large number of international students, we also do non-US related cultural activities. For example, Diwali is coming up. Very soon the Diwali function is here on campus, and many of our students will participate there. We'll go there, have fun. So we do all kinds of cross-cultural and international cultural activities on campus. And OSU being a comprehensive university, you can name an organization, be it African Student Association, be it American Indian Student Association or Asian American Association, you will find cultural activities and global perspectives. Alumni is a core part of our program, getting alumni involved with our students who are currently on campus. To begin with, we use alumni as mentors. So each student is assigned a mentor who has already been working in the industry, And that person's job, the mentor's job, is to coach the students so the students can transition into the real world. Beyond that, we have alumni who look for internship, who will send us those kind of opportunities, full-time positions. We have alumni who would refer our students internally when positions open up in their companies. We have alumni who will work on research papers with our current students so that those can be published. So we pull alumni in many different ways. The long-term vision of MS-BAnD is to continue our dominance in the MS-BANDs, in the business analytics and data science academic industry by remaining in the top 10 US wise by Fortune and other rating companies. The reason that is important is because at the end of the day, a prestige of a program is generated by those ranking, and those ranking in turn generates alum involvement. It generates donation by alums, which helps support the program. And this is how the program carries on in terms of having a very solid foundation of academic support from alumni, driven by great ranking of the program going forward. So this is an easy question for me because my goal is really that you as a student, be the best you can be. We all have different goals in our life. Your goal, my goal may not always match, but whatever your goals are, whatever your measure of success is, my goal is to help you achieve that your measure of success, your measure of goal. That's what we would like to do.